Hi guys, welcome to day 4 of our month-long mindfulness challenge. Thank you so much for being here. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, you'll want to go back to the day 1 video, which I've provided a link at the top of this video so you can go back and listen to the first 3 days. But for those of you that have been following along and participating and leaving comments either here on YouTube or in the Facebook group, thank you so much. It's very helpful to know that this is helping you in some way, and really just to hear the different ways that you have been able to include these mindfulness practices in your day. It's really great. So thank you. And at the end of this video, I'm going to do our first weekly giveaway. So I literally put everybody's name in a bowl. I'm going to pull one or two, and I have a couple free items that I'm going to send to you guys. So hang on for that. But first, let's talk about day 4. If you remember back to the calendar that I uploaded, I said that each day of the week had a different focus. And Sunday I had reserved for activities that I think fall under the category of routine or self-care. And for me personally, routine can be, well, it can be a double-edged sword. You know, when we get too tied to our routine and things don't go the way that we want them to, for some of us that can cause us to feel like things have been derailed, or, you know, we become less adaptable when things arise. So there can be a downside. But if you're someone that maybe doesn't have a lot of routine in your life, it can be a way to add different kinds of self-care into your routine rather than, I guess, the idea of tacking on something at the end of your week if you have time for it. And we often know if we don't build in self-care, if we don't build in things to take care of ourselves, we never have time. So this is just my way of trying to infuse little practices throughout the week, and it becomes part of my daily routine, very much like taking a shower, brushing your teeth, doing your laundry. These are things that are somewhat non-negotiable. We do them. We expect that we're going to have the time to do them, and so we build it in. Maybe there's times you don't get to it, and that's fine too. So today we're going to talk about bedtime, because in my experience, bedtime and having a routine around bedtime can be a great way to build in some self-care, okay? And everybody has a different thing they do at bedtime. I'm just going to talk about a couple of the practices that I use, and then we're going to talk about using mindfulness breathing at bedtime, okay? So just bear with me a second. Having a routine at bedtime can be a great way to kind of signal to your body we're moving from active, we're moving from things that are keeping us awake, and now we're starting to slow down and get ready for sleep. This can be helpful, especially if you're someone that does have a lot of insomnia, or you do have a hard time kind of shutting things down at the end of the day. Obviously, um, you already know there's a huge issue with people just putting down cell phones and computers and screen time. So personally, when I go to bed, I don't take my cell phone into the bedroom with me. We keep our cell phones, you know, on the counter charging and kind of away from, so that I'm not tempted to pick up my phone one more time and read a work email or check Facebook or whatever it is. So that's just one suggestion if you're having a hard time kind of breaking away from that. And again, as I mentioned when we talked about mindful driving, these kind of practices get picked up by our children. So if we help our children build those kind of routines in, it's going to be easier for them as they transition into adult life. So having a bedtime routine is good for the whole entire family. And does it mean you have to follow it every single night? No, I'm just giving you some suggestions. So making sure you obviously should go without saying, making sure the place that you sleep is comfortable, is clean, is conducive to sleep as opposed to other types of activities. So very often people use their bedrooms for all kinds of things. If you have trouble sleeping, thinking of it as the place that you go to sleep can be very helpful. So I do make sure that that's true for myself. So let's talk about mindful breathing. Again, we're going to get into more specific practices like meditation tomorrow, because I actually believe we're going to do some guided meditation for tomorrow's video. But for now, I just want you to think about ways to relax your body once you're in bed. So, okay, your lights are out, you've done your evening routine, you've got your cell phone put away, and it's just you in your bed or whoever's with you. And now you're going to close your eyes, and you want to focus on mindful breathing. And it's really important for you to realize that anytime you're doing something, and I use the word mindful, it does not mean that your job is to try to clear every thought out of your head and to not think about everything. Because if you try to do that, you're going to find that it's very, very difficult. Instead, really the goal is to focus for this activity just on what it feels like for you to be breathing. You don't have to do anything special. You don't have to breathe in any particular way. In fact, if you try to do that, you're going to start to freak yourself out and think, oh, am I breathing right? What am I doing? You're just going to lie there, close your eyes, and all I'm doing is focusing on the feeling of the air going into my nose and the air leaving my nose. And I'm listening to the sound of my own breathing in and out. And as I close my eyes, I'm also going to pay attention to what does it feel like for my whole body? Does my chest rise? Or my stomach? And what does it feel like for the air to fill up inside my body and go back out? And it's as simple as that. Now, what's going to happen typically is we're going to start off focusing on our breath. And because we're human and because this is the way that our minds work, we're going to get lost in thought. We're going to think about something else. Did I remember to turn the light off downstairs? Did I hear something outside? What time do I have to get up tomorrow? I have a big meeting that I need to go to. Do I need to go to the grocery store in the morning? Whatever. All of those things are going to pop up in your head, and it's completely fine. You're not doing it wrong, I promise you. When you realize that you're lost in thought, you're just going to go back to noticing your breath. It's as simple as that. And I don't want you to, again, feel like when your mind gets lost on something else, like you're not doing it correctly, because I can assure you that you are. That's all there is to it. Mindfulness is just always coming back to the present moment. And it doesn't matter how many times you get lost in thought and how many times you come back to the present moment. That is what mindfulness is. And doing that and getting into a regular practice of focusing into the present moment helps create a little bit of distance between our minds just getting carried away into the future or concentrating on the past, thinking about memories that have happened, and bringing us back to the moment. And when those things do arise, it gives us an opportunity to notice them. Just notice, what is it that came up? And to be non-judgmental toward yourself and saying, okay, I'm going to go back to the breathing. So this practice can be just a great way to relax at the end of the day. Again, if you're like a lot of people, myself included, Sunday evenings can be a little anxiety producing because you are thinking about all the things that are going to be happening in the next week. And so those things can start to scroll through your head at bedtime instead of, again, taking a step back, coming into the present moment. Now, certainly there are other meditation practices, and as I said, we'll get to them as we go through the month. And I like to do very more formalized meditation at bedtime. But as we go, I've said multiple times, I think it's also helpful for you to understand and think about the routines that you already have in place, things that you're already doing, and that you don't have to set aside a huge amount of time to do the things that I'm saying. Now, hopefully you're willing to give yourself a minute as you get in bed every night to focus on some breathing, as opposed to just, mindlessly turning on the TV or scrolling through your phone or whatever it is. Give yourself a minute of just focusing on your breath and noticing how you feel and seeing if that helps you relax. And I'm a huge advocate for really adding anything in. If there's anything that you think would be beneficial to add into your bedtime routine, do it. If it's, doing some yoga or doing some stretching or reading or whatever it is for you. In fact, if you have a particular bedtime routine that you love, I would love to hear what it is. And perhaps there are other people that could benefit from hearing other people's ideas. So there's not one way to do anything. It's what's going to be good for you. But mindfulness breathing can help us relax, get us into the mode for now we're going to go to sleep and hopefully have a good night's sleep. And actually I've used this pretty frequently. If I once in a while have stretches where I wake up a lot in the middle of the night and going right back into that mindfulness breathing where I'm focusing on my breath, kind of like counting sheep, but instead of sheep, you're counting your breath, literally counting. 1, and before you know it, hopefully you're asleep. So hope that works for you. If you haven't already, please take a minute to subscribe to my YouTube channel. There's a subscribe button. Also hit the little notification bell, and every time I upload one of these videos, you'll get a notification. If you like this video, please hit the thumbs up and consider sharing, and definitely leave me a comment so I know, are these things helpful to you? Something that you do that you think other people would benefit from hearing about? I'd love to hear that as well, because again, I don't have all the answers. I'm simply sharing things that have worked for me over time to be more mindful in my everyday life. So please share. That's what this is all about. Okay, so today is Sunday, and as promised, every Sunday I am going to do a free giveaway, and I have 2 items today that I'm going to give away. And so anybody that subscribed to my channel and anybody that commented under any of my videos this week or in the the Facebook group, I literally wrote your name on a piece of paper, and I'm going to draw 2 names. First, let me show you what the first giveaway item is. Here's the first item. It is this beautiful little journal. You can see it if I put it up to the camera. Opens up. It's just a cute little journal, and I just think it's nice to have books like this sitting places and you have an idea, or some people really just like to write down their thoughts. So this is the first item that I'm going to give away. Okay, this is going to Shoshana Kafka. So congratulations. I will send you a message, Shoshana, and so I can get your address, and I'll send that out to you right away. And my second item, this is really cool. This is, you see this? It's a meditation pillow. So it's just a comfortable pillow that you can use to sit on the floor. You could use it in your bed too if you wanted to just set your head on it, or even on your couch. But it's just a nice little thing to sit on the floor, to sit on comfortably if you want to do some meditation or just do some breathing or relaxing or just taking a minute for yourself in the middle of your really busy week. I think it's really pretty too. So let me pull one more name. And this pillow is going to go out to April Mull. So thank you, April, for participating. I'm going to send you a message as well to get your address, and I will send this out to you in the next day or so. Okay, so enjoy day 4. Be back tomorrow for day 5, and we're going to talk about our first actual meditation practice. So I'm really looking forward to it. I hope everybody has a great week.